Welcome to my channel, where every song lyric, every movie scene, and every book page reveals its secrets. Blackbird by the Beatles is one of those rare songs that transcend genre, generation, and geography. Written by Paul McCartney and featured on the 1968 White Album, it's deceptively simple, just a voice and a finger-picked acoustic guitar. But don't be fooled. Beneath that simplicity lies a layered and poetic message about racial injustice, resilience, and rebirth. In this deep dive, we'll explore the origins of Blackbird, decode its metaphorical layers, and go line by line through the lyrics to uncover the hidden meaning behind this timeless classic. Blackbird was written during a period of intense political and social unrest. In 1968, racial tensions in the United States were at a breaking point. Martin Luther King Jr. had just been assassinated in April of that year, sparking riots and waves of grief across the nation. Paul McCartney has stated in numerous interviews that Blackbird was inspired directly by the civil rights movement in America. In particular, he said he envisioned the Blackbird as a symbol for a black woman enduring injustice and pain, yet finding the strength to rise. "I had in mind a black woman rather than a bird," McCartney said. "It's not really about a bird, it's about civil rights." This context reframes the song entirely. What sounds like a gentle folk tune about a bird becomes a quiet anthem of hope for those who are oppressed. Blackbird is musically stripped down. It's just Paul and his acoustic guitar, accompanied occasionally by the tapping of his foot and the distant sound of birdsong. This simplicity was intentional. McCartney wanted the lyrics to take center stage, to let the words carry the message without distraction. The guitar part was inspired by a classical piece, Bourrée in E minor by Johann Sebastian Bach. McCartney and George Harrison had learned the piece as teenagers, and its influence is clear in the finger-picking style of Blackbird. The classical inspiration gives the song a timeless feel, bridging folk, pop, and even Baroque sensibilities. It's intimate, yet universal. Let's now take a close look at the lyrics of Blackbird, one stanza at a time, and explore the hidden meaning behind each phrase. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. The image of a blackbird singing in darkness immediately evokes resilience. Even in the dead of night, when all seems hopeless, the blackbird sings. The broken wings symbolize past trauma, perhaps referencing systemic oppression or personal loss. Yet the line is also about potential, learning to fly even after injury. In the context of the civil rights movement, this is a direct call to empowerment, encouraging Black individuals, particularly women, to rise above pain and claim their freedom. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. Here McCartney reuses the structure but replaces broken wings with sunken eyes. The metaphor shifts from movement to perception. The blackbird must now see clearly despite weariness or sorrow. The line encourages vision, understanding, and clarity, even when the world tries to keep you in the dark. It's about reclaiming narrative and truth. All your life, you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Again, we return to the theme of long-awaited freedom. Repetition in this context builds power. It becomes an incantation, a mantra for self-liberation. This is no longer just a story about surviving. It's about transcending. The blackbird has long been a symbol in folklore and mythology. Traditionally, birds symbolize freedom, transcendence, and the soul. But in Blackbird, it takes on a dual identity. On one hand, it is a literal bird, a creature of song, solitude, and flight. On the other, it is a metaphor for Black identity, particularly Black femininity. McCartney's decision to use a bird instead of direct political language made the message more poetic, universal, and enduring. The blackbird is both the everyman and the individual, both fragile and powerful. The song was written during the Beatles' time in Rishikesh, India, studying transcendental meditation. Yet the violence and unrest of the Western world were never far from their minds. McCartney said he would often watch the news or read about civil rights protests and feel the urge to respond, not with anger, but with empathy and beauty. Blackbird was his way of doing that. In 1968 alone, America saw the deaths of MLK and Robert F. Kennedy. Urban uprisings in dozens of cities, and the rise of the Black Power movement. Amidst this chaos, Blackbird offered a soft, hopeful voice that acknowledged pain but pointed toward transformation. Decades later, Blackbird remains one of the Beatles' most covered and beloved songs. Artists from across genres, Sarah McLachlan, Alicia Keys, Eddie Vedder, have all performed their own renditions. Its message remains urgent. In moments of protest, grief, and resistance, the song resurfaces as a quiet anthem. It doesn't scream, but it endures. It's often used in memorials, human rights campaigns, and moments of personal reflection. That staying power comes from the fact that Blackbird doesn't offer easy answers. It simply offers presence, hope, and recognition. McCartney often performs Blackbird live, introducing it with a brief explanation about civil rights. During his Freshen Up tour, he dedicated the song to those still fighting for equality around the world. The song has also made appearances in popular culture, from films and TV shows to moments of national mourning. Its simplicity makes it accessible, but its depth gives it lasting significance. Blackbird teaches us that music doesn't need to be loud to be revolutionary. Sometimes the most powerful protest is a whispered song in the dead of night. McCartney's ability to craft a deeply emotional, socially conscious song without ever being didactic is what makes Blackbird truly timeless. It's personal and political, metaphorical and literal, all at once. And perhaps that's why the song continues to move listeners across generations, because at some point, we've all been waiting for our moment to arise. If you've ever felt broken, unseen, or silenced, Blackbird speaks to you. It reminds us all that even with broken wings and sunken eyes, we can still rise, still see, still fly. So the next time you hear that simple guitar and soft voice, listen a little deeper. The Blackbird is still singing. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more exciting discoveries.